everybody. I want to talk to you tonight about becoming a bestseller overnight. How to become a bestseller overnight. And I'm going to give you five reasons why some authors make more money than others. Five reasons why some authors make more, why some authors almost always make more money. Okay, there are a lot of authors out here, and there are a lot of people in this space now, and there are a lot of people doing a lot of incredible things. And I take my hat off to all of them. I've been in this space now since 1991. I wrote my first book in 2003. I published it in 2006. Became a number one international best-selling author in 2015. In 2015, I matched my salary at the university that year that I launched the number one best-selling book. I matched my salary again in 2016, and then at the end of 2016, the beginning of 2017, after I matched my salary again, I walked away from a full-time tenured position as a college professor to become a full-time paid writer, speaker, coach. And I've been doing this now. I've helped like over two or 300 authors get their books published. 100% of my private clients have gone on to become number one best-selling authors. And I'll be showing you some of those clients' books tonight. I'll be showing you some of those clients' works tonight. They've gone on to become best-selling authors, and they're out making a whole lot of money with their books by teaching and helping other people write and publish books. Now, I know there's a lot going on in our world today, and I know that a lot of people are finding themselves at the crossroad of big decisions, and they're trying to figure out which way to go, which way to turn. That was me about 6 or 7 years ago. I was working a job. I wasn't fulfilled. Okay, by the way, where are you guys coming in from? Where are you all joining us from today? Where are you joining us from today? Go ahead and put that in the chat box, okay? Go ahead and put that in the chat box. Yes, helped over 200 or 300 authors, Jonathan, get published. That is correct. And you happen to be one of them, sir. That's one of my authors right there, Jonathan Jones. He published a book, Process, 14 Surprisingly Simple Behaviors to Skyrocket Millennials to Success. Jonathan Jones. Jonathan is my son. He's right here in the live right now over on Periscope. He's one of those guys who have used his book to make money. Okay, so I was on a job and I wasn't fulfilled. I was miserable. Okay, miserable. Hey man, I got Chicago in the house. Good to see you, Versi the vegan. Good to see you. I was frustrated and I had to do something else. I hired a coach and I started writing books, and I started helping other people write books. As a matter of fact, I helped a lot of other people write books, and this book right here is one of the books that I helped a family write, Legacy, Robert and Teresa Green. This is a legacy book that they wrote, and it had a lot of impact. This family is well pleased with this work. It served and supported them in a real big way. But I wanted to do something different. I wanted more. And so I walked away from that job and started helping other people write and publish books. So let's get started. Let's get started. And I want to support you tonight and give you some real value. Okay. So point number one, why some authors make money and others don't. Are you ready? Are you ready? If you're ready, say ready. I'm going to get going now anyway. Number one, some authors establish their authority. Okay. They establish their authority. Okay. Now, the words that I'm going to give you are going to be A, B, C, D, and E. A, authority. B, they become the best in their area. C, they begin to coach, consult, and they begin to create courses. And D, they deliver value. And E, they create evergreen product. Okay, evergreen product. Emmanuel, the voice activator. Good to see you, sir. Authority. Authors make more money because they establish their authority. Karen Alexander here. Karen is a phenomenal writer and a phenomenal speaker and a phenomenal coach. She was one of my first mastermind clients. Karen has gotten out and she's written a book, and she became a best-selling author, and she used her best-selling status to get speaking engagement. And I remember getting a text message from Karen saying, "Hey, Dr. Jones, I just got a contract from a speaking company." Matter of fact, she said she's gotten a contract from a speaking company, and she was saying that they're going to pay her like $4,800 for about 30 or 45 minutes. She said, "I know I'm on the right track now." So when you become a bestseller and you want to establish your authority. When you establish your authority, you will make more money. Authority, you will make more money. Okay. Are you ready for the B? B, number two, you become the best in a field. B, you become the best in a field. You got to show people that you are the best at what you're doing. And when you are the best at what you're doing, then people will want to support you. People will want you. This young man right here, he wrote the book Process 14 Surprisingly Simple Behavior for Millennials to Skyrocket Their Success. Okay. He has shown that he's one of the best out there. And by him showing that he's the best out there, when someone call him and want him to speak, he can come in and speak for them and get paid a lot of money. He can get paid a lot of money. Invite guests. I want to see if I can invite a guest in here to come in here. I want to see if I can invite this young man, invite John to come in as a guest. We want to give this a shot. John, I want to know if you can come in as a guest on my screen and tonight, and I would love to talk to you. I would love for you to talk to me. I just sent you a link as a text message, Jonathan. I sent you a link as a text message for you to come in on the screen tonight. Let's go ahead and see if we can get you to come in as a guest on the screen tonight. I would love to talk with you about this book. We're talking about why some authors make more money than others. A, they establish themselves as authority. B, they become the best in a field. When you become the best in a field, and this is one of my authors right here, B, become the best in a field. Okay. When you do that, you separate yourself from the others. So if you got a speaker and he's looking at two authors that wants to come in to speak, he's going to say, who is the bestseller and who is just an author? And they're going to say, well, which one of these do we want? And they're going to say, oh, we want to bring in the bestseller. You want to be the best-selling author. You want to be the one who's going to be at the top of the list when they are talking about who they're going to bring in. So my question is, there he is right there, folks. There he is right there. All right. John, I see you. I see you. Can you guys? Okay, there he is right there. You're on the screen, sir. Hey, John, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We made it work. I just hopped in here. Some of my lighting isn't the best, but massive imperfect action is what we do. So I'm here and doing well, doing great.
Well, you sound good, man. You got me an all smile. You got me like feel like I'm all cheesy here. Like, whoa, this is pretty cool. So John, I'm talking tonight about why some authors make money and others why some authors almost always make money. And you're one of those authors out there. You're making money. So, and I'm very proud of you for what you're doing and how you've been doing it. So, tell me. What has this title of bestseller meant to you and your brand, and why are you able to make money? Why are you making money in the middle of a pandemic? Some people are panicking, but others are pocketing money in the middle of the pandemic, and I believe you're doing pretty good. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, well, Dad, I think it really goes back to your favorite word. It's mindset. It really
Uh-huh.
boils down to mindset.
Uh-huh.
Because when the pandemic started, I talked to a few of my colleagues, and they're
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, well, I'm just going to wait till it passes over." And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, I think that sounds good, but
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, there's mindset and then there's momentum. And at that point
Mm.
in time, I had began creating momentum for myself, and it's like having energy, and I had to put the energy towards something. So ultimately, that's where I began to do it and continue to build relationships. And just like I was telling you earlier today, it's just continue to find ways to serve. Because when you know you're the best in an industry, and I'm not saying that I'm the best because I know there's a lot of work to do, but when you know that there's an area of opportunities to serve, you have no problem freely giving because
Mm-hmm.
you know that people will benefit. And then ultimately, that's how business grows. That's how lives are impacted. And ultimately, that's how we move forward.
So, John, what would you say to an author out there who's written a book? Maybe they got it published on their own, or maybe they hired a coach and they didn't have to invest very much, and the coach managed to get their book on Amazon, but it's just sitting there. It's not a bestseller, and not a whole lot of people knows anything about it, and they've only sold 40 or 50 copies. What would you say to that author? What would be some of the things you would suggest to them to do?
Well, the first thing I would say to them is get a plan. And a lot of times the plan could be getting a coach that helps them lay out a strategy to move forward. So first and foremost, you need a plan to identify where we're going. Like you always say, can't well, how's the phrase go?
Ain't never been there, can't tell going there how to get there.
Exactly, exactly. So the first thing first would be getting a plan for you to create some traction and for you to become known, or like you said with the B, to become the best in the field. And how does one become the best in the field? Through daily repetition. If a speaker wants to become better at speaking, they need to speak more. And if you want to become known in a specific subject, or for a specific subject matter in a specific arena, then you have to get some reps in for people to see your face. And then comes the know, the trust, and the like. And when you have those things that line up, people are ready to pay you. They're excited to pay you. They're excited to give you a deposit on an engagement that isn't 2 months or 3 months anywhere near. So yeah, those would be the things I would say. Get a plan. Uh, then from the plan, create that strategy, and then find a way to build yourself some traction.
John, what have you done? I mean, without going into the details of your contracts and the business that you've been accumulating, but can you give us an overview of some of some of the success that you've had here just recently in the last week or so when it comes to booking engagements and signing contracts in the middle of what? Can you just give us a little snippet? Give the authors something that's going to help them make some money.
Yeah, definitely. So going back to what I was saying before, well, the first thing that I've done in the pandemic is I've built relationships, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So me taking the time and getting on calls and learning more about individuals just in my particular area, which is working with students at colleges, working with student athletes. So the first thing would be building relationships, and then from building relationships, then then I would just find out what the need is. What's the pain? What is the pain? And then asking myself, could I be a resource for this person? And,
Hmm.
and then from there, I mean, if somebody knows you personally and they know that you have a business and they know that they might need your service, that's when then the contract begins to come around. And I mean, it's definitely been a God thing. But this past week, I was able to sign the highest paying contract to date. I won't go into just specifics, but there was a comma in the check. I will say that. But ultimately, yeah, that's really where it comes from, Dad. People, we have to we have to get from the place from selfishness to selflessness. Because through the pandemic, I've given more content than I've ever given before. I've put real strategies out there on my Instagram. I even posted how people can get started with a podcast. I gave them 5 steps and
Hmm.
walking them through the steps on how people can get started with a podcast. So ultimately, you have to find an area where there's a need, and then when your expertise lines up with that need, that's when success happens.
Become the best in your field. Folks, I'm talking to Mr. Jonathan Jones out of Dallas, Texas. Jonathan wrote this book several years ago, Process 14 Surprisingly Simple Behaviors to Skyrocket Millennials to Success. John is a #1 international best-selling author. He's a sought after speaker to colleges and schools and churches. And the guy has paid his dues on these internet streets up and down going in and out of these social media clubhouses. Look like I may have lost him, but I wanted to thank you, John, for coming in and being a part of my training here tonight because I wanted to teach. I'm teaching on why some authors make money. Why some authors almost always make money. Okay, why some authors almost always make money. Okay, so folks, let's go to our point number 3. Let's go to our point number 3. Okay, point number 3 is coach. Okay, some of the authors establish themselves as an authority. B, they become the best in their field. C, can I get somebody to put this down here? I'm going to give you 3 C's as for why some authors almost always make money. They coach, they create courses, and they consult. There it is right there. They coach, they create courses, and they consult. That's how some authors almost always make money. Okay. And if you can do those three things and do them well, you're going to come out getting paid. This particular client of ours right here, Dr. Shalia Smalley, did exactly that. Give it all up. Walk away and embrace your passion today. Dr. Smalley wrote this book right here, became a best-selling book, and then she went on to create a course. She created a course called Preaching Made Easy. Preaching Made Easy. And she did the course in about 24 hours, and it took about 6 weeks to where she delivered the product, and the client paid $3,600, $3,600. And when you divide 24 by 3,600, that's $150 an hour. Well, if you put 10 students in that class at $3,600, anybody tracking with me? Anybody tracking with me? Anybody tracking with me? If you put 10 students in the class at $3,600, that's $36,000, okay? 10 times that, $36,000, right? $36,000 divided by 24 is $1,500. That's $1,500 an hour when you create a course and when you do group coaching and when you do consulting with a group based on your book. You're bound to make more money. Am I helping somebody? Okay, am I helping somebody? Now, the next thing I wanted to show you is that some authors almost always make money because they deliver value. Okay, come on, folks, deliver value. Come on, deliver value. They deliver value. Okay, like this training here tonight is value added. This is valuable training if you want to apply it. This young lady right here, one of my authors, she wrote the book Audacious Prayers for World Changers. Live and Pray Out Loud. Jade Simmons. Jade is doing some phenomenal things. She's bringing a lot of value to our nation, a lot of value to our country, a lot of value in a lot of different ways. Okay? Now, the next thing that is going to be powerful is to create evergreen product. Evergreen product. When you create evergreen product, it's green all the time. It lives out there, and it's going to help people build passive income. Okay, and this guy right here, he created a best-selling book overnight. Dave Wadsworth, Finishing on Fire. Live your legacy of purpose, passion, and prosperity. Purpose, passion, and prosperity. Dave Wadsworth. Dave became a bestseller, and I want to show you this about Dave. He put his best-selling sticker on the front of his book. He put the best-selling sticker on the back of his book. He went through my bestseller overnight program. He put the best-selling sticker right on the inside of his book. I mean, he went all out as far as it goes for this bestseller program. And some of you here are watching, and you're like, well, man, I want to know more about that. Okay, I want to know more about that. You can learn more at drfredjones.com. fredjones.com. And then Dave went on to put a whole section in the back of his book as for what he had to say about me and the services that was provided. Why don't I read it to you? He says, thank you, Dr. Jones. Dr. Frederick Jones is my very special friend, mentor, and book coach. He said, I'm a #1 Amazon bestselling author mainly through the coaching of Dr. Fred Jones. Dr. Jones is a master at helping authors launch a #1 Amazon bestselling book. His official title is Bookologist. Dr. Jones is a successful former attorney. He's also a former college law professor from Atlanta. Dr. Jones is a person of impeccable character and relentless work ethic. If you desire to write a book and dream of being an Amazon best-selling author, then you must contact Dr. Jones. He has changed my life in a very significant and positive way. Okay, contact Dr. Jones through his website, drfredjones.com. Bestseller overnight. There it is right there, my friend, Dave Wadsworth. I wanted to come in tonight, folks, and just share with you some content. I wanted to come in tonight and support you and encourage you to release your book, make it a #1 bestseller, make it a bestseller overnight. And I'm here to tell you that you can begin to position yourself to earn more, to make more, and to see your life change in a very significant way. This is another one of my authors. She's done some phenomenal work as well. Beauty in the inside out. Beauty in the making, learning to radiate from the inside out. She's produced a beautiful book here, and she's doing some phenomenal things as well. And you can learn more about her on her book on Amazon out there as well. Okay. So I want to just come in and give you that. While some authors almost always make more money. Number one, they establish their authority. Number two, they become the best in whatever field or area that they're in. C, number three, coach, consult, and create courses. That's C. D, always deliver value. Always deliver value. And E is create evergreen product. Evergreen product is the name of the game. Evergreen product is passive income. It's passive income. So, folks, I want to encourage you all to take action. If you want to learn more about this whole process, then I want you to go to drfredjones.com /strategy. drfredjones.com /strategy. And my team will be more than glad to speak with you and see how we can get you in the lineup to qualify for our next program. Until next time, the most expensive thing you will ever pay is attention to the wrong people. Good night.